Final update. During an argument, my fiancée sneered, "You think you're my only option?" I said, "Nope." Then I did something she never saw coming. She stopped laughing when she found out. Then Andrew called with an update from Ground Zero. According to him, Allison had gotten evicted from our old apartment after telling the landlord I'd forgotten to pay rent. She'd moved back in with her parents, dragging Kevin along for the ride. Yeah, Kevin, the same Kevin who'd supposedly ghosted her. Turns out she'd guilt-tripped him hard, sent him novels about how I'd abandoned her during her pregnancy, how she needed a real man to step up, how I'd left her at the altar and destroyed her dreams. Kevin, apparently lacking both brain cells and self-respect, bought the whole sob story and showed up with a duffel bag ready to play house. Andrew told me, "Dude thinks he's riding in on a white horse to save the day." Andrew was just sitting back watching it all unfold like a nature documentary. "I'm just here for the explosion," he told me. Well, he didn't have to wait long. That Saturday, Cole and I were having a perfect day. We just finished watching some UFC fights. The main event was a heavyweight brawl that ended with both guys unconscious on the canvas. We had burritos from this killer place down the street. Apartment clean. Life good. I was telling Cole about this new job site where we're building a 50-story residential tower when someone started pounding on the door like they had a warrant and a grudge. Cole and I looked at each other. I opened the door. There they were, Kevin puffed up like he'd been inflated with testosterone and stupidity, and Allison behind him, arms crossed, clearly pregnant, wearing full makeup like she was about to film a courtroom drama. Kevin stepped forward like he was about to deliver a monologue from a bad action movie. "You think you can abandon a pregnant woman and walk away without consequences? You left her at the altar, man. I'm here to teach you a lesson. Man to man." Great. Bro watched a YouTube video of how to become an alpha in 3 steps and decided to make his move. Behind him, Allison actually started clapping, not exaggerating. She was clapping like he just delivered a killer punchline at a comedy club. Show him, babe. Show him what a real man does when someone disrespects his woman. I stood there watching this whole performance trying not to laugh. Kevin looked like he spent serious time in the gym, but had never been in an actual fight. Big arms, soft middle, and eyes that didn't match the energy coming out of his mouth. One of those guys who benches 315, but has never thrown a punch outside of a video game. He charged, didn't say anything else, just launched himself forward like he thought I'd stand there and let him tackle me. But I've been working construction for 10 years, dealing with equipment malfunctions and emergency situations where a split-second delay can mean the difference between life and death. Quick reflexes come with the territory. I stepped aside, grabbed his shirt mid-lunge, and used his own momentum to send him face first into the concrete walkway. It wasn't even a fight, just physics and poor decision-making meeting at high speed. He hit the ground hard, making a sound like a deflating balloon mixed with wounded pride. Blood started trickling from his nose, and I could hear him whimpering about his ribs. Allison gasped like this was some shocking plot twist instead of the natural result of attacking someone on their own property. Then she snapped, eyes wild, voice hitting frequencies that could shatter glass. She bolted toward my truck with something metallic in her hand. Looked like a key or maybe a screwdriver. Before I could react, Cole appeared like he'd been shot out of a cannon. Still chewing his burrito, he grabbed her by the elbow and yanked her away from my truck with reflexes I didn't know he possessed. "Ma'am, this is a Nissan," he said, still mid-chew. "Not your emotional support punching bag. Get the hell out of my way, Cole. Don't get between us." "Lady, are you naturally that stupid or do you have to practice sometimes?" "Geez." She twisted and screeched, trying to break free, but Cole's got that deceptively strong grip that comes from years of welding and heavy lifting. Kevin stumbled to his feet, ego deflated, eyes watering from his concrete facial. I stepped forward, calm as a lake, and pointed directly at both of them. "Take your pregnant disaster and get off my property before I call the cops and make this everyone's problem." Kevin didn't say a word, just nodded once and helped Allison shuffle toward his beat-up car like they were leaving the scene of a crime. The muffler was so loud it sounded like a chainsaw having an asthma attack. She was still yelling as they drove off, but I couldn't make out the words over the sound of his exhaust system. Cole and I stood there for a minute. Then he wiped his hands on his hoodie and said, "Bet that kid's first word is going to be unstable." An hour later, my phone lit up. Isabel, Allison's mom, in full meltdown mode. Walls of text about how I'd assaulted a pregnant woman and broke Kevin's rib and was going to jail for this. Also, something about how I'd ruined her daughter's wedding dreams and destroyed the family's reputation. I didn't respond, just screenshotted everything and called my lawyer. First thing Monday morning, I filed for a restraining order. Attached all the evidence, the texts, the pregnancy lies, the confrontation, Kevin's failed WWE audition, and just for good measure, copies of all the cancelled wedding contracts showing I'd been the one paying for everything. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even surprised. I was just done with the whole circus. A week after the restraining order got approved, Cole sent me a link with a message. "Bro, you're going to love this." It was a GoFundMe page. Title, "Pregnant, Abandoned at the Altar, and Starting Over," sad face emoji, broken heart emoji. The description read like a script from a daytime soap opera full of lies, manipulation, and vague threats about miscarriage if she didn't get enough donations. She was asking for money for doctor bills, relocation costs, emotional trauma support, and rebuilding after wedding disaster. She'd even posted a photo of herself in a wedding dress, not the one I'd cancelled, but some cheap knockoff from Amazon. The caption claimed it was, "The dress I'll never get to wear because my ex-fiancé abandoned me and our unborn child." Cole had already donated $1 with the comment, "Thoughts and prayers." Buy a clue. The page got reported and taken down within 48 hours. Apparently, GoFundMe has policies against fraud. Who knew? Kevin officially disappeared again 2 days later. Deleted all his social media, blocked Allison, vanished like he should have done the first time. Andrew told me he overheard Allison screaming into her pillow. He was my last option. I'll never find anyone else. The irony was beautiful. As for me, I kept building my life back up. Picked up extra shifts at work. Got a raise to $82,000 base. Bought better tools, the new DeWalt impact driver I'd been wanting for months, a proper tool chest, some quality safety gear. Moved into a new place with my own garage and a view that didn't include a dumpster. Started seeing someone new, completely different energy. Her name's Lexi. She's a mechanic, has her own shop called Lexi's Garage that specializes in diesel engines, drives a 1995 F-250, and can spot red flags from 3 counties away. First time I told her the Allison saga, she said, "Your ex sounds like the type who'd cry in a mirror just to practice her victim face." When I mentioned the canceled wedding, she just laughed and said, "Best investment you ever made was not making that mistake permanent." I knew I liked her for a reason. We'd met at a job site where she was working on one of the contractor's trucks. She was elbow deep in an engine bay, covered in grease, cursing at a stubborn bolt like it owed her money. Then, like clockwork, another unknown number texted me, "You think replacing me makes you a man? You're pathetic. You're disgusting. You ruined my life." No name, but we all know who it was. I took a screenshot, sent it to my lawyer, added it to the restraining order file, and hit block. Didn't respond. Didn't react. Didn't care. Some people only exist in your life to teach you what not to tolerate. Allison was a 3-year masterclass in financial boundaries and red flag recognition. I learned the lesson. Got the degree, graduated with honors. Life's good when you know your worth and don't sign legal documents binding you to